the scientific radio of the unknown. One of the most interesting podcasts on the internet. For over 1,000 generations, Sacramento, California has been home to more sightings of mysterious phenomena than anywhere else in the world. Now, a hardcore team of elite paranormal investigators is out to solve these mysteries using advanced scientific research methods. Nothing will stand in their way to find the truth. They are the scientific researchers of the unknown. Coming to you live from Sacramento, California. He's the founder and president of the Scientific Researchers of the Unknown. He's your host, Carson French.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Scientific Radio of the Unknown. And it's a show that we talk about scary stuff. So if you're scared, don't listen. My first guest is Brandon Khaleq.
Howdy.
And my second guest is Ray Lavradore.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Ray, are you there? I think you got cut off.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Thanks for having me on.
I have poor connection.
Well, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, okay. Today we're diving deep into the Devil's Sea. That's right, the Bermuda Triangle. And I have some quick SROTU Scientific Researcher of the Unknown updates that I want to give you guys real quick. The first update is that the Scientific Radio of the Unknown podcast has been released. So you can listen to that on iTunes, Stitcher, SROTU.online, Android, Google Play. I think there's a bunch of other stuff too. So you can just Google it and you'll be able to find it. And please leave us a 5-star review. And also, if you would like to donate to the show, we have set up a Patreon account. So go to patreon.com/SROTU and donate money, and you'll get a shout out on every episode of our show, our TV show, and our podcast. And if you don't do that, you're not a real fan. Also, another thing that we're doing is we're going to remove all our videos off of YouTube soon because we're negotiating a deal to change platforms to something else. I'll let you guys get an update for that, but if you like watching our show for free without any ads, you're not going to be able to do it for much longer, so just go to YouTube and watch it a bunch, because now's your only opportunity. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. So, let's go. Before we get into Bermuda Triangle and all that, I have some paranormal news to go over. And that is, a few days ago, my family, they were driving in their car, and a strange rock fell from the sky and crashed through the windshield and shattered everywhere and dented the dashboard, just on the freeway. And they have no idea. It's like a huge rock. It's like over a foot long. It's a big rock, and it crashed through the windshield, and they don't know where it came from. So my theory is that it was a meteor or something, but I don't know. But I'm just lucky that they survived, or they're lucky. Everybody's lucky they survived.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about
what?
that?
I think that's very interesting. You know what else, though? Think about,
What?
do you think that O.J. Simpson believes in the Bermuda Triangle?
Who?
O.J. Simpson?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
You know, gentlemen, I believe the Bermuda Triangle has or consists of some unexplained forces. However, these unexplained forces, I believe, are um exaggerated to a drastic extent because people think there's extraterrestrials or you know something that we've never seen before, but this it could just be natural forces, but some undiscovered natural forces.
So, Brandon, to add on to that, now I have rumors that the Bermuda Triangle is where Atlantis is located. Do you think it is a possibility that the reason that there are all these disappearances is because all this Atlantean technology is what is the driving force and material behind these disappearances? What is your expert opinion on that?
Well, what I believe is that Atlantis overall is a cover-up story for a once lost uh, civilization from from the era before Christ, because before the Common Era. Because the thing is, this Atlantean technology, as you say, um, is based off a rock formation known as the Bimini Road, basically off the island of Bimini in the Bahamas.
Have you ever
And
been there?
The Bahamas.
no, I have not been there myself, but
I heard they're
some
beautiful.
believe that no, some
Isn't
believe
that
that
part of the Bermuda Triangle?
gentlemen, listen to me. Some would believe that evidence of Atlantis would be found in 1968, as some believers believe it's some supernatural road wall or like some structure, but I believe it's just mistaken in that it's just something of natural origin.
You are correct because there are general theories from scientists and many intellectual thinkers in the community that methane hydrates are the actual cause to this because they're bubbles in the ocean and the continental shelf. And what happens is they bubble up and they decrease the density of water, which is the probable cause of many sinking of ships in the Bermuda Triangle. So
I'm
that
sorry,
could
but that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry,
but
but like
here,
no offense, but I mean,
gen-
bubbles sinking a ship, that's never happened.
they
gentlemen,
decrease the
here,
density.
gentlemen, I do think
And
that
also Atlantis is not in the Bermuda Triangle. Like at first I thought that, but after doing more research, I figured out it's probably more near Transylvania because what the leaders like the Illuminati, not the Illuminati, but like the like deep state, what they do is they give the public hints through movies on stuff that they can't announce in real life because it would cause too much panic, so they give us hints through movies. One of these hints that recently came out was in Hotel Transylvania 3, where they were going on an expedition to Atlantis. So I put two and two together. Atlantis, Hotel Transylvania. Maybe Atlantis is near Transylvania. That's just what I think. And actually, I
Are
know.
you telling me that
gentlemen,
the Romanian government has been keeping secrets from us this whole time?
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that I think the United States government has been keeping this secret.
gentlemen, I think we should get back to the main focus here. This is the Bermuda Triangle. This has caused many incidents that are not known to man. So many disappearances and so many suspicions surround this strange patch of ocean and land and in the Atlantic Ocean. It's just
Brandon,
it's a
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
it's a
Do you,
catalyst for these tropical
Brandon?
storms and hurricanes as well, which is, it's detrimental to the aircraft. So I think it's I think it's this. I think these incidents are, you know, to some extent, on a natural scale. But yeah, it's nothing supernatural. It's nothing based on extraterrestrial beings. I'm not saying that extraterrestrial beings do not exist. I'm merely saying that the Bermuda Triangle is not caused by unnatural forces.
Well, I think after this bit of information, it might cause you to change your mind. So this information that I have, and that it's this is something that I found online from one of my sources, and I'll just go ahead and read it. First of all, is the Bermuda Triangle real? Do you guys think it's real?
I think yes, perhaps.
You have to be a little bit more specific in what you define as real. And what you did what you sorry, just give me a moment.
Do you think ghosts are real?
In what you
Like natural?
in what you refer to as the Bermuda Triangle. Do you refer to just the place, the name, for example? Like what are you referring to specifically about the Bermuda Triangle?
That's a good point.
Just the Bermuda Triangle. Do you think it's real?
No, but what about the
The
Bermuda
location
Triangle?
or the paranormal happenings?
The name itself, the Bermuda Triangle, just
Because that is a confirmed location on a map.
Just the triangle.
Yeah, at least we got it down to what shape.
Yes, I believe the Bermuda Triangle exists.
Yeah, well, guess what? It is real. The Bermuda Triangle is a mythical section of the Atlantic Ocean, and it's roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico.
I'm sorry, you said mythical?
Yeah. So we don't. Has a lot of myths about it, but we don't know if it's real or not. But I'm here to tell you that it is real.
So by mythical, you're referring to.
It's true, all of it.
By mythical, you're referring to a mythical area in which mythical things occur.
What else is mythical? Atlantis.
That create non-mythical catastrophes.
A confirmed location with mythical happenings.
Okay.
So I'm missing something here,
What are you missing?
I just don't understand. How can a mythical force in a mythical area on this planet cause non-mythical events?
He has a good point, Carson.
That's because some things that we consider to be mythical may not be mythical, they may be real. And sometimes it's the things that you can't see
but
are the most real things there are.
You just told me yourself that it's mythical. It's a mythical patch of land. So therefore it cannot be real.
But just because it's mythical doesn't mean it's real. Like, we consider the giant squid to be mythical. But guess what? It's a real deal.
A giant squid could be mistaken for many things. Perhaps a giant sunfish, just seen at a different angle of the light and water.
Yeah, those sunfish are ugly buggers, aren't they?
And also, like, people used to think that ghosts weren't real. We now know that they are, in fact, real. Same with UFOs. But that's not my point. My point was that the Bermuda Triangle is real. And as we continue on, there are unexplained circumstances that surround some of these incidents, including one in which the pilots of the squadron of the U.S. Navy bombers became disoriented while flying over the area. The planes were never found.
Are you talking about
Perhaps
flight
they
Never
felt
found.
Perhaps they felt disorientated because of violent weather, perhaps, or because of issues with compass navigations. Because the poles there specifically they become sort of magnetically, disattached to the technology of the bombers, because these violent storms produce interruption in the frequency so loud that it just becomes,
like
like
the
a like a
electromagnetic,
distraction, which could lead to a catastrophe.
like the electromagnetic fields become combative and aggressive, and they keep on bouncing off each other way too quickly for the compass to navigate correctly north and south, is what you're saying?
Yes,
Interesting.
more or less.
He has a fair point, Carson. It could just be a natural thing instead of a paranormal.
Listen, there's nothing natural about the paranormal. That's why it's called paranormal.
Yeah. Do you know that para is Spanish for four? I thought that was just a
Yes.
little interesting piece of information.
Okay. Other boats and planes have seemingly vanished from the area in good weather without even radioing distress messages. But although
Perhaps because natural occurrences or natural events caused a natural catastrophe in which you have only a certain time to react, and you cannot
tell me
contact
one natural
back, or you
disaster
lose.
that does not have to do with weather.
A solar
Because these
flare?
are in good weather conditions, and they don't even think to radio
water
a distress message.
Water
What?
spout.
Look, remember how Brandon mentioned magnetic fields? Like that could be also disrupting the radio on those planes and boats, so they can't even communicate anymore. Because the
But
radio
what would cause
transmission is
these?
not able to be
You have
picked
to
up.
look at the cause and the effect. It's the most basic rule of scientific research, the cause and the effect. What could have caused the electromagnetic frequency distress?
We don't know. There are a lot of things we don't know about in this world.
Gentlemen, may I
Exactly.
remind you that only 5% of this ocean has been discovered, and about the other 90-something percent is still undiscovered, and perhaps contain, several explanations for new species and new wreckages and new problems. Like, for example, the Malaysia Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 back in 2014. The actual plane itself was never discovered or ever seen again. However, evidence has washed up on the African shore near the island of Madagascar and Tanzania, on the southern eastern shore of Africa.
That's crazy.
What
Therefore,
evidence is this?
Therefore, there's a very, very, very high chance that the plane's last contact was before submerging and crashing violently in the Indian Ocean.
Maybe there's like a smaller Bermuda Triangle like area in the Indian Ocean too.
Or like
We
a
know
Bermuda
there's one.
Circle.
Perhaps there is one south of Japan called the Dragon's Triangle. So it is a possibility that there are more than just one or two.
Although
Marianas Trench.
fanciful theories have been proposed regarding Bermuda Triangle, none of them prove that mysterious disappearances occur more frequently there than other this is just a bunch of crap. When Christopher Columbus sailed through the area on his first voyage to the New World. This is Christopher Columbus we're talking about. This dates back to like before Gold Rush times.
Yes, but there are many conspiracies and suspicions surrounding Christopher Columbus and his whereabouts in the Americas. I mean, for Christ's sake, the man died still thinking he was, that he reached Asia and, reached fame and glory.
That's correct.
Well, listen to this. This could explain what has caused all this. He reported that a great flame of fire, probably a meteor, crashed into the sea one night, and that a strange light appeared in the distance a few weeks later. He also wrote about erratic compass readings, perhaps because at that time a sliver of the Bermuda Triangle was one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north lined up.
Yes, but what I think you're confusing is the Yucatan Peninsula meteor crater, which, has many theories surrounding it that it could have killed the dinosaurs or not. That specific meteor crater, I think, was attributed to that meteor around that time.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I don't think it was a meteor at all. I think he didn't see a meteor. I think he saw what our researchers call a USO, which is an unidentified submersible object. And these have been reported more and more throughout the years, but I think, because he says that there's a strange light in the distance a few weeks later, I think this is extraterrestrial contact.
Do you think the Chinese have aliens? Do you think the Chinese beat us to extraterrestrial contact?
No.
Okay, because it could be devastating to the United States.
If you look at Roswell, New Mexico, 1947, a lot of the stuff there was unexplained and is still unexplained to this day.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think of all the people that are wanting to storm?
No. But most of the information that we have right now comes from the American government about these aliens and conspiracy and stuff. It's always in American pop culture. It's not in Chinese pop. All they have is Godzilla, for Christ's sake, in the Far East, okay? I mean, like, Godzilla is some bullshit, okay? I mean, honestly, like, they keep remaking the movie and still think it's going to be a big hit. I'm saying that the Americans are the ones who really, sought after this evidence, and they try to keep people's mouths shut because they don't want people to, know too much about this, because they don't want, the information to get in the wrong hands.
Alongside with the aliens, especially in New Mexico.
Did you know that after gaining widespread fame as the first person to sail solo around the globe, Joshua Slocum disappeared on a 1909 voyage from Martha's Vineyard to South America, though it's unclear exactly what happened.
Are you okay,
Many
buddy?
sources later attributed his death to the Bermuda Triangle.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So the Bermuda Triangle is more serious than you guys thought, I bet, after hearing that.
He could have crashed on some rocks.
Or a mysterious creature.
So you're saying there are creatures in the Bermuda Triangle then?
I think that there's aliens.
Aliens.
Not aliens, but because an alien is something that like comes from another place. I think that these extraterrestrials are not actually aliens. I think they come from here, but they're a past ancient civilization that has upgraded their technology to where they don't have to stay on this planet anymore.
All right. So if you think we have like a journey to the center of the Earth, we'll find them?
Quite possibly. I think that we'll find them if we just like walk around. I think they live among us.
Gentlemen, the reason a lot of these ships disappear, the facts show that, statistics show that the reason that most of these, certain vehicles disappear is because of these, natural weather events. That's just what the facts show. That's how the Earth works. This is Mother Nature we're talking about here.
Okay. But did you know that The Tempest, have you heard of that? The Tempest by William Shakespeare?
Yeah.
It was based on the
I'm familiar
Bermuda
with that.
Triangle. It was based on the Bermuda Triangle. So even back then they knew about this place.
They possibly knew about it for, fictional fictional fables or some sort of like,
And it's crazy to think
stories
that like
attract
great
tourists,
works of
attract
art
the
from
public.
like The Tempest, like over time great works of art from The Tempest to Hotel Transylvania 3, they all focus on the Bermuda Triangle. I just think that like as we evolve throughout time, this place has still captured our minds, and that right there is paranormal.
Yeah, it has constantly drawn its attention to the human brain multiple decades of time, especially now. They made a Scooby-Doo movie on it, which is wild.
I know.
God, I
They put
love
it
that
in pop
movie.
culture because they like to attract the public with these type of suspenseful, you know, like conspiracies, these type of stories. They just
Yeah, it gets clicked.
people have like a knack for those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, President Woodrow Wilson said that in 1941, two of the Cyclops sister ships similarly vanished without a trace along the Bermuda
1941.
Triangle.
1941 with Woodrow Wilson. Or
And then also, They think that a rescue plane and its 13-man crew disappeared after they were trying to get another plane that disappeared, Flight 19. And the
Yeah,
rescue
those are
plane,
that I know about a lot about Flight 19. Flight
You know, as
19.
Mark Sargent explained before about Flight 19, yes, that is suspicious. But who could have known? It could have been an unrecorded, very violent storm. It could have been a super volcano from underwater. It could have been a
but
water spout. You know, it could have been possibly,
but
you know, like
but
the planes could have been
the
hijacked.
official Navy report declared that it was as if they had flown to Mars.
Well, you see, they were testing their
No, no.
navigation. This was a
I'm sorry.
navigation
I'm sorry.
test.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Carson?
They disappeared as if they had flown to Mars. That was from the official Navy report.
Was that a quote specifically said by one of the pilots?
Yes.
Strange. Strange, but I don't buy the fact that some unexplained forces, you know, will make them disappear as if they just went to Mars. You know, it doesn't add up.
I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of this stuff doesn't add up. I don't think that it's a strange, unexplained force. I think that it's some sort of entity. I think that it's an ancient civilization that has done this. And if you've seen Ancient Aliens, you'd know about this.
My issue is not I'm sorry. My concern is not about.
I got something in my throat. I'm sorry.
My concern is not about this. This place being like totally unexplainable or anything. My concern is how did that, how did that phenomena like occur in the first place? That's what I want to know.
I think the only way we're going to find this out is doing an investigation to the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, we should do that. That's a good idea. Who has a boat? We need a boat.
We need a boat. We need a freaking flight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm at a loss for how to explain this Bermuda Triangle thing other than ancient civilizations, but you guys don't seem to buy that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
It's just that it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain such measures for certain things because this type of this place is like probably the biggest conspiracy that haunts me because it's the first place that I've known that like all this stuff happens, like these flights disappear and stuff. But the thing is like, and it happens without a trace and stuff. But the thing is that other areas actually have, things that like at least, show, let's say for example, like show debris, right? Like the Malaysia Flight 370, like they found some of the debris that washed up on Africa, right? Like this thing freaking.
I'm not buying that.
No. Some of these things, if they ended up in the ocean, where's the wreckage? You know what I mean? Like where the hell did this stuff go?
Yeah, that's why I think it went, because he said that it got shot up to Mars. So I'm thinking it's some sort of extraterrestrial.
But we would have that technology to go to Mars today, but we don't.
That's why it's not. It's a different civilization who has done this. It's the only explainable explanation.
Okay, let's say it is. Let's just say in some universe that it is some group of extraterrestrials or whatsoever. Then where would they be from? How would they come here? Would they just magically say, "Hey, you wanna
They come
come
in
to Mars?"
USOs, unidentified submersible object.
Unidentified submersible objects.
And that's what Christopher Columbus saw when he saw a meteor. It wasn't a meteor, it was a USO. And that's what the strange light was.
Was a USO, then I bet
Because back then there weren't planes.
Well, I'm willing to bet somebody would have seen it in the last 600 to 700 years.
They have. They see
Wait,
these
can we get a
things all the
confirm?
time.
Can we get someone to confirm the fact that planes did not exist back then? I don't believe you.
Okay, the Wright brothers were from America, right?
Exactly. The Wright brothers were the first
Christopher Columbus was the one who
but that was-
discovered America.
Yeah, but the Wright brothers were around in like the 1300s, right?
However,
Christopher
Leonardo da
Columbus
Vinci
was like 1900.
Da Vinci actually had a mapped out kind of drawing of how to build a helicopter, because he was multiple things throughout his career, and that was around the time of the Renaissance, which is the earliest known time of such graphics for like aeronautics for like these certain vehicles and these specific type of prototypes and such.
Yeah.
This term does not necessarily refer to an object of paranormal origin.
Okay. Do you guys want to hear? We have a new report to the scientific hotline of the unknown. Do you guys want to hear that?
I would love to.
Okay.
I would love
All right,
to.
I'm going to play it right now.
Hi, is this the scientific researchers of the unknown? So, I recently discovered this weird object in my pool. It's brown and long, and it's just kind of bobbing along the surface of the water. And when I went up near it, it smelled really bad. I don't know if it's paranormal, but it's definitely really creepy, and swimming with it is a really big pain, so thank you.
So she's referring to.
I have no idea where to begin with this. Jeez Louise.
She's referring to probably some shitty log that fell in the frickin' pool, or some strange object, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that this isn't. I don't think this isn't even a real sighting. I think that it's a hoax.
I think so too. I think
it's possibly a hoax as well.
This can't be real. This has to be a joke, right?
I think it's a hoax. It's probably either somebody messing with us or somebody hoaxing us to try to get attention.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, like, why would anyone mess with us? Like, the only reason, like, people come here to just tell the truth. There is no reason for someone to, like, just joke like this. So
people don't come here to tell the truth. People come here to find out the truth. We give them the truth.
Exactly. They're asking us. They want to take our knowledge.
We are the scientific researchers of the unknown. We don't know where the danger is. We confront the danger, and we expose the secret.
So let's confront this brown, long danger in the water that somehow smells really bad, and
It sounds like maybe like because there have been reports that Bigfoot has a really bad smell. So what I'm thinking is that maybe this was like, not a Bigfoot, but like a similar type creature that's like a worm of some sort that's like in the pool. But I've never heard of a report like this before, so that's what makes me think that it's a hoax. But if it isn't a hoax, this is a really big finding.
Yeah.
But we have to take it with a grain of salt.
It could be a Bigfoot fetus. Think about it. Pregnant Bigfoot running away from from people, and it's pregnant, and it can't run that fast, so it just evacuates its pregnancy and just runs. That
No,
would be. You don't
because
think
then we
so?
would find a lot more.
Yeah, but it's brown and it smells bad. I mean, it has to be Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but can never be
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know. That's weird.
Um,
Yeah, it's this unexplainable stuff still shocks me. No, sorry, it's not just unexplainable stuff; it's the amount of unexplainable stuff.
yeah, I don't know what's the cause for all this, but that's why we're here. That's why people keep listening to our program so they can know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, gentlemen, news updates. Charming Charlie, I believe, is going out of business, but I'm mentioning this because this is a strange suspicion how it suddenly just occurs out of nowhere.
Who?
You know?
Charlie?
Charming Charlie.
Who's that?
A person, I believe, or some type of personal store, I believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? We should try and reach out to the government. We should reach out and see if we could get
No.
some. No, we should
They're
reach
just
out
gonna feed us lies.
and try to get some government funding because we're doing the work they're not.
No, honestly, the fact that we're investigating
No,
this,
the reason we
no.
have to do the work is because of them. They
no,
won't-
yeah. No, because the
Yeah.
fact if we investigate this even closer and we try to get their help, they're gonna just lead us the wrong way. They're gonna lead us the opposite way to try to get us as far away from the truth as possible.
Yeah, that's what they did on the show.
They don't want us going close to them. I mean, for
That's
Christ's
what
sake,
happened
they're
in the
gonna just
show
waste our
Alien
time.
Highway.
And not
Alien
to
Highway,
mention,
they tried to get help from the government and they ruined their show.
not
They
to
get-
mention if they do know who we are, like if they like really do know who we are and they're always on our ass, how are we gonna get anything done? You know, we're always gonna have to be off the grid and such.
Yeah, I don't want to have to be like what's his name? Bob Lazar. The government's always on his ass trying to get
Oh
him.
my! Have you guys
Yeah,
seen the Joe
exactly.
Rogan podcast with him?
Well, we're gonna get him on our podcast.
Dude, it's amazing. It is
Well-
honestly an amazing podcast.
Mark Sargent told us that he was gonna try to contact Bob Lazar for us.
Oh, that's. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're waiting on him.
Cool.
But I heard that he got raided by the FBI, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think that just about wraps it up for this episode of Scientific Radio The Unknown. Any other comments that you guys would like to make?
Gentlemen,
lot.
Gentlemen,
I mean-
I don't notice any major incidents occurring after 1963, specifically in the Bermuda Triangle area.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever it was has left since then.
It's on the prowl.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or maybe they just got better at hiding.
I'll read you the last incident. KC-135 Stratotankers. On August 28th, 1963, a pair of U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker aircraft collided and crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, 300 miles west of Bermuda. Some writers say that while the two aircraft did collide, there were two distinct crash sites, separated by over 160 miles of water. However, Cush's research showed that the unclassified version of the Air Force investigation report revealed that the debris field defining the second crash site was examined by a search and rescue ship and was found to be a mass of seaweed and driftwood tangled in an old buoy. To see,
Wow.
that seems extremely strange and extremely odd. However, what if one of the SROTU tankers was still out there? What if there was confusion? What if people believed there were two aircraft that collided, but really one just crashed into something?
What is there to
Wow.
crash over though, and
Or
over
what
open
what
sea?
I was thinking is maybe it was one aircraft that got split by a force. It got split in half, and one half went one direction, the other one other, and that's why there's two crash sites.
There are two crash sites, but when they went to the second crash site, it was only seaweed and driftwood tangled in an old buoy. I mean,
Well, that's what they said.
a plane doesn't just immediately sink quickly. You're still gonna see some debris or some evidence, for at least a couple hours, like on the surface, and then.
Brandon, do you remember rule number 5? Rule number 5 of scientific research?
What's rule number 5?
If we haven't done an investigation yet, we have to assume that it's paranormal.
Yeah, we have to assume it's no. I'm going to assume it's paranormal, but I'm just saying I don't believe that there were two aircraft that took off from the airbase in the first place.
Okay.
But that's my final statement, gentlemen. I rest my case.
All right. Yeah, I got no comment. There's just so many different, there's just so many different ways this could be. It's not definite enough to come to a conclusion, I think, for personally me.
Same with
Oh,
me.
absolutely.
I don't know.
There's only so much we can do on a podcast. That's why we have a show as well.
That's why I think next month we rent a yacht and we all go to the Bermuda Triangle.
See, first of all, that'll be extremely expensive. I mean,
Exactly. That's why we need
That's
government
why-
funding.
Guys, if you
That's
can
why
donate,
we need
guys,
the
if you can
ultimate
donate
gift. We need a mom's credit
$10,000
card.
to the Patreon, that's our goal. If you can donate $10,000 to the Patreon, we will rent a yacht and go to Bermuda Triangle and film an episode of the TV show there. So
Perfect.
that's what all
Or-
the money on Patreon is going to.
Or perhaps we could get funded by a school, a university, and for a research project. But I'm still on for the $10,000 for a funding because the school doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're going to fund you.
They'll sponsor it, Bill.
Patreon.com/SROTU. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Scientific Radio of the Unknown. If you have any reports of scientific activity, please report it to the Scientific Hotline of the Unknown, which is the phone number is 916-534-8753. Or you can just go to SROTU.online/contact.
Yeah. Remember, guys, you see anything paranormal out there, don't even hesitate to call us or ask us. Or report
Even
it
if you're not sure what you saw, call us. Thank you. This is Carson French signing off.